morning, or afternoon, or night. It's September 23rd, 2024. I'm Andrew from 510 Books. Down here in my bookstore, I have been working here for a little bit. Picked up some stuff everything that's sold, which I'll share with you. Plus, I have some lots already that sold that I'm going to get. I had this box of donations, a box of books donated. And it turns out that they're pretty good because it's the Wheel of Time Robert Jordan set, not complete, but there's 10 of them, and then there's the Jim Butcher Dresden files. There's 14 of those, so I'm going to put them in 2 lots, and I'm going to go to my other store and see if I have other Robert Jordan books from Wheel of Time. But that was a really nice donation. Someone left in front of the store here. And the exciting thing is, they're recording. Hold on. So they're recording. You see there's a police cruiser and they blocked off the street because further down there, they are recording, I don't know, a movie or TV show or something, or commercial. So that's exciting, but not exciting. So that happens from time to time down here where they will use certain areas just because of the old look of the place and the buildings and the architecture and that kind of thing. They'll film. They filmed on the sidewalk here before. But anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Great donations. We had a good day on Saturday here. I was not here, but my employee was here, and sales were good. Not great, but they were good. And that's always a positive thing. Yeah. And so I continued to work today here, clearing out more, or going through, which ends up becoming clearing out, more bookshelves. So I went through this bookshelf here and I whittled it down to that. I pulled Christmas stuff, which I'm going to put in my other store, and then filled these 2 crates of books that I'm not going to use. So I've already gone through these 2 here. Now I'm going to keep on pushing arts and crafts. There's art books over here, and this is the whole rest, all the way to the end there. This is the rest of the nonfiction. And then I will have gone through all of the nonfiction in the store. Actually, sorry, there's still cookbooks, technically. Still have to go through that. But then it's all fiction from here on out. But anyway, I'm not there yet. But the idea is to go through the entire store, pull everything that is just not popular right now, not being purchased on Amazon or eBay, and doesn't really fit for what we're trying to do here, that kind of thing. And then once I'm done going through everything, we're going to reorganize all of the categories, decide what categories we're going to keep, if we're going to put some categories together. We're already creating new categories, so that's going to be part of the whole process. Every week I add new books to freshen up the inventory, newer books, more popular books that people are actually looking for and buying today. And just improve the shelving or the organization and all that kind of stuff. And then make a decision about whether we're still going to keep it mostly books or slowly add in more and more other media, which I've already done with the Blu-rays there in the front. Yep, that's the plan. All right, guys, I'll see you. Well, no, I'll keep making a video. Real quick, it's super exciting that I only have 5 more boxes to sort through from all those 5 pallets of CDs that I got last year. This is another box of CDs that I'm going to start sorting tomorrow, but I just put them in different piles. But just wanted to share. It's super exciting when I get through all these 5 and they're all dealt with. It's going to feel really good because I'll finally be done with that. I don't, even if someone gives it to me for free, I don't know if I would. I guess I would. But if someone just pulled up or said, hey, do you want these pallets of CD only, DVD only, record only, what's another one? I don't know. I wouldn't want to buy them necessarily. I want it mixed in. So I'm not going to look for Gaylords of records, but I know you can get them. They're not usually that great, but mixed media that is largely DVDs, Blu-rays, CDs, and then a mixture of video games, sometimes VHS tapes, sometimes random stuff, sometimes cassette tapes. Sometimes you'll see like Laserdisc in there, but for the most part, it's going to be majority CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, and a smattering. Oh, audiobooks too, and some audiobooks too. Smattering of other stuff, but that's what I would rather have. Just a side note. It depends on what you're looking to sell, but make sure you have a good source, that the items have not been gone through by another reseller that sells on Amazon or eBay, so that all that stuff is basically just fresh donations, typically to a thrift store that needs to just get rid of a lot of it. Anyway, side note, I'm excited. I sold 5 items on Amazon over the weekend. So remember, it's Monday. What is today? The 23rd, September 23rd, 2024. So I sold 5 items on Amazon over the weekend, which is great for me. I sold the CD, which was a donation for $11.16. Packing Up the Best of Marion Williams. And I sold this one, which has been sitting around for quite a while, for $14.99. Spanish one. Sometimes items can take quite a while to sell, but that one did sell. This one I listed recently. Only sold for $5.90. Pulled it out of those 5 Gaylords of CDs. Becca Shay, Life. And then I sold this religious book, which was a donation from February of 2023. It sold for $9.99. By the way, this book, or this donation, came from a guy who was selling online, but he was moving, and he had a ton of books that he didn't want to take with him. And because of my YouTube videos, he located me and contacted me, and I went and picked up a ton of books from him. And so I've sold the overwhelming majority of those books, probably like 90% of them already. Turned out to be some really good stuff in there. If you remember from one of my last videos, the Toyota Camry, Haynes repair manual. Always look out for these. Not all of them are worth reselling, but a lot of them are. This is 97 to 2001. I sold this Amazon. This is all merchant fulfilled, guys. I list it, I store it, I ship it, no FBA. This sold for $14.39, and this came from a local buy I made on September 12th from a longtime customer who brought in a handful of books, including another Haynes repair manual that's still up for sale on Amazon. And what was it? It was also a video game, and then I think there was something else. But yeah, this sold for, $14, and I paid $6 for everything. So this book alone will put me in the profit. So I'm always excited when I'm getting more Amazon sales. I sold a couple lots, including this Anne Rice book lot, which was a local buy back in June of this year. I'm not remembering who I bought it from off the top of my head, but there's like 5 or 6 Anne Rice books, and it sold for $13.42. She's a good one to sell if you get a bunch of them. I don't have that many in this lot. The more the better, basically. This is a Veggie Tales DVD lot that I sold for $13.75 plus shipping. All of these DVDs came from that big DVD VHS donation from a while back. And this is one of the few remaining lots that hadn't sold yet. Now this was interesting. This was 9 books. Sold for $37.99. It's like called the Bass Fisherman's what do you call them? Library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I tend to see, or it tends to be the case that if you're going to do a book lot, I would say at least 5 or more. Sort of like 5 to 10 is the ideal starting point. If you have less than 5, I wouldn't bother unless, and this is whether it's fiction, regardless of if it's fiction or nonfiction, I wouldn't bother unless, of course, you have a complete set. You have all 2, all 3, all 4, that kind of thing, all 5. But otherwise, I'd try to get at least 5 to 10 minimum. If you have 10 or more, then you should be doing well. Of course, it always depends on what it is. For nonfiction, if it's from a set like this one is, this isn't a complete set, but then you should do well. And this sold for $37.99 plus shipping. Only took I don't know, less than a week, maybe like 4 days or so, 5 days. That was from a trade. And then I sold all these different, there's another lot here. This was Benice. I pulled all 3 of these from my shelves in the, my CD racks in the store. Sold for $9.47 plus shipping. That's, if I don't sell it in my store and it's just been sitting there and I have enough of them, I'll pull them to make room for other CDs and sell them on eBay. I also sold all of these individual items. I think there's 7 of them. A bunch of these. Well, not this one. Maybe not. Anyway, this one. So 3 of these I sold. I just listed them, which is awesome. So this one's from the bookstore down at the bookstore, my second bookstore. Sold for $9.99. I believe it did. Yes, it did sell for $9.99 plus shipping. This I pulled from the shelves there as I've been going through everything. Been pulling stuff. Some of it makes more sense to sell online. That's what I've been doing. But I'll do these DVDs first. These both came from a local buy back in the summer. So an Afghan love story sold for $14.99. And this they're both sealed, by the way. Found Memories sold for $19.74 plus shipping. Somebody bought both of them together, and I'm going to ship them out together. So those were nice. Those came from both buys that I've done really well with, and I continue to sell. And I will probably, stuff will keep selling from there as well. This came from, these were a donation that I got back in the end of August. I made a video about it. It was like 8 or 9 tubs of books, many of them religious. This one sold for $12 plus shipping, day by day, religious book. So religious books can be a little overwhelming. You'll see a lot of them at thrift stores. Many of them aren't worth money, but some are. You got to kind of, look through a bunch of them before you kind of figure out what's worth looking up. But this one was The Constellations and How to Find Them from the same donation. This sold for $29.99. This is from 1963. Pretty cool little book. Got lots of photos of constellations. So that's when I saw that, I figured that would do well online. It sold really quickly. This is an interesting book, The Story of Spelman College. I actually sold it twice. This is the same book, just that this one has the dust jacket, and both of them came from my store. They were sitting on the shelves. This one I listed quite a while ago. It's more beat up. Doesn't have the dust jacket, but it's still, the pages are still here, and the pages aren't torn or destroyed or anything like that. Apparently this is a pretty rare book. If you come across it, pick it up. Spelman College, one of the historically black colleges. And then, so funny enough, this one sold for more than this. I guess I didn't realize that I already had that up for sale. I probably should have priced this a little higher because it has a dust jacket. It's in great shape. But nonetheless, this sold for $99.99. Yes. This sold for $89.99 plus shipping. So really great sales there. These are pretty rare books, and I just happen to have 2 of them. This is the thing, guys. I mean, they had all kinds of great stuff on the bookshelves, but no one's going to buy them because there's not a big enough audience. So, yeah. And that bookstore that I'm in now was there for 12 years. So a lot of resellers are not very good at their job going in there and finding this kind of quality stuff. But so over the weekend, I sold 10 items on eBay, 5 on Amazon for 15. 4 lots, which I haven't sold a lot of many lots lately. So anyway, it was a good weekend. Sales have picked back up for me. Now I just need to find more items to list, which I'm going to be doing by going through all those CDs, slowly going through all the CDs and the records and all that stuff and more books. I also have items that my employee is going to be listing for me this week, or at least she took photos and now she's going to be creating the listings, and then I will go in there when she's done to make sure everything looks great and have them go live. And there's I think there's 35 or so books that she's going to be putting up, so that'll be great while I continue to go through all of my other items. But yeah, stay positive, keep your head up, whether your sales are through the roof or kind of okay or really bad. Just keep doing the right things. Keep sourcing, listing, promoting, making sure you take great photos. I'm talking about eBay, of course. Amazon, you don't have to, but on eBay, take great photos. Put keywords in the titles. Make sure you're pricing it to sell. If I sold this for $37.99, what if I listed it for $49.99 or $59.99? Would it have sold? Maybe, but less likely. So price it to move. I mean, at least that's what I do. You know, I don't like to sit on something hoping I'll get more money when I would rather just get rid of it and keep getting more inventory. You know, so the quicker you can sell stuff, the better, within reason. Of course, these Spelman books, I'm not going to list them for $19.99 when I know that I can get a lot more money for them. If someone had come back or with a reasonable offer, I probably would have entertained it. If somebody had come back, you know, for let's say $80 instead of 100, 85, or on the 89 one, if they had said like 75, 80, then maybe I would have done it, you know. So be flexible, that kind of stuff. All right, guys, I'll see you next video. Take care.